Hi and welcome along to AFTV. With me in this bag, I have the brand new Arsenal home kit for the 2024-25 season. It is out, and yes, all of the leaks are true. As usual, they got it spot on, but we're going to be reviewing this kit right now. First of all, let me read you what they are saying about this kit on the Arsenal website. They said it's a celebration of our club's core symbol as we reveal our cannon-fronted home kit for the first time since the 1989-90 season. The debut of our home kit is accompanied by our film, they've got a film to it, exploring the passion that is invoked by the iconic Arsenal cannon. Starring our first team stars, the launch of the film features our players in significant landmarks across the Emirates Stadium and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. But essentially what they're saying is this all being fronted up by the cannon. That is the significant thing about this season, or should I say what's going to be next season's kit, is that it's not going to have the normal traditional Arsenal badge on it. It's going to be the cannon that is going to be the badge, which is a real step away from what we've seen in recent kits, just having the cannon on it. Now, will there be people out there who won't like that? Will say, you know, well, why, you know, we're supposed to have the badge, like you sort of see here, you know what I mean? Why are we just going with the cannon, or is it going to look great? It's going to be down to you guys what you feel about it. But listen, I've purchased both kits. As I always say in these videos, they're not sent to me. I go to the shop and I buy these kits just like anybody else. And the good thing about that is, and look, you can see the receipt there. The good thing about that is that it allows me to be very objective about these kits. And I've actually purchased two of these kits. I purchased this one, which is the sort of what they call the replica kit. And the price of that one is £80, as you can see there. £80 for the replica kit. And then, of course, they do another one, which this one is what they call the player kit. So this is the one which, like, the players will wear. And I've purchased that one as well. You can see there, you can't see a lot of difference when I'm holding it up here, but there is a little bit of a difference. And that one costs £110. £110. These kits are not cheap. £110. I've actually purchased this one for my son because it's his birthday, so he's going to be lucky enough to get this. But I'm going to have a look at both kits and let's see if we can see any real sort of big differences in the kits. Let's start off with taking a look at the players kit, because that's the real expensive one. Right, so I'll just put the sort of the replica one down for a second, and we'll take a look at this one. This is the more expensive one. This is as I said, they call the players one. And what you notice straight away is that it's got like what they call their real sort of technology on it. You sort of see it has a more sort of perforated look to the material, which is supposed to help the players with sweat. So basically when you're wearing this top and you're sweating, you know what I mean, it helps to alleviate that. It helps to keep you cool. It means that, you know, it doesn't sort of squeeze you down, you know what I mean? So that is what has been created on this with what Adidas say is their real sort of original technology. Of course, the first thing you really do see on this shirt, which is the big difference from last year, is the fact that the badge is the cannon. And you're going to see that on both shirts, but the badge is the cannon this season, and it is not the traditional badge. So that is the first thing that's different. On this one, it's sort of like, what would I describe it as? Not exactly, well, sort of like a transfer, but really sort of well put onto the shirt. The Adidas sign as well is also a transfer. Also in the sort of neck area, I'm not sure what these bits are for, but this is a bit different. I don't know, does it help with the sweat? It's a bit of comfort for the neck, I'm not sure, but it has that little sort of perforated part there in the neck. The neck of the shirt is a little bit different for last year. I think in speaking to a lot of people last year, that was the one complaint. I think people, the last year's shirt went down very well, but a lot of the complaints were that the shirt was just, you know, the neck part of it was a little bit wide and a little bit, you know, they didn't really like that part, is what I picked up of quite a few people. But the neck design on this one, you have here sort of white with blue, and then just round here it's just it just then continues back to red. If we go to the sleeves, of course, you know, every home shirt is going to be red with white sleeves. It's very hard to deviate from that when you're doing a home kit. But the difference is that this season, or should I say the coming season, the stripes are blue. Last season they were of course in that gold. The stripes are in blue. You've got the sponsors there written in red there on the sleeves. And again, you know, losing a lot of the sort of, you know, that sort of anti-sweat technology that they're using. So you see there the white sleeves, and on that side. Then moving down the shirt, you can see that the sort of white bit comes around, which is, again, that's a little bit different to last year's shirt. It was more sort of just all red on the front. Here you have some white coming down the sides, and you also have some blue trim coming down the sides as well. So white trim coming down there and blue trim coming down there, which sort of gives it a kind of nice shape to it. I kind of like that. I like that sort of styling of it. As I said, it will be interesting to see how other people look at that. There are some people that just want it to be this pure red with white sleeves, but there is a bit of white going down the front, sort of tapering down. If we move to the back of the shirt, again, similar, you know what I mean? In that it's not red all the way down. You can see it's red, but then as we start to get to the bottom, it then moves into white, and it tapers down again with the blue coming down the sort of blue trim and white trim coming down the sides. Now, do you like that? It's going to be one of the sort of questions. Do people like that? Because as I said, there are some people who just like it to be pure red with white sleeves. But that's not the case on this shirt. And on this one, the players one, the stripes are actually, again, sort of in a transfer that go down the sides, that go down the sleeves of the shirt. Now, what I can say is that, you know, having had quite a lot of these shirts, it won't wash off, it won't sort of run, and that as long as you follow all the instructions on the shirt, that doesn't run when you do buy these more expensive ones. But essentially, that is sort of it on the, you know, you've got a little nice little Adidas sort of, again, transfer on the bottom of the shirt here, which is in a nice little bit of gold. And as I said, it has their note there of their heat dry technology that they use. And that is the shirt. There's, you know, blue trim there. And as I said, the big move away is that last year you sort of had the gold trim. This year it's the blue trim. And I actually think it looks really, really nice. Let's take a look actually at the comparisons between this one, the player shirt, and the what they call the replica shirt. So let me just get hold of the replica here. And there is a difference. First of all, I mean, the big difference is in the material, right? So the material is just, you know, you don't have that sort of technology, that heat dry technology, whereas, as I said, sort of perforated. All it is just like the materials, which is just plain material, plain on the sleeves, and not quite, you know, I mean, when I'm sort of holding that and you're holding this, it's not quite as, you know, stylish. I think, and I sort of said this last year, if you want to wear that shirt and go out in it, because let's be real, that's what shirts are all about nowadays. You wear them to games and all that. But a lot of people wear them as a fashion item. If you're looking at it as a fashion item, I definitely say you go for the player shirt. You know what I mean? The player shirt is a bit more stylish. The way it's cut and trimmed and that is a bit more stylish if you were going to wear that sort of out, you know, casually. But listen, there's nothing wrong with this one either. You know what I mean? Again, all the same things. It's all about the cannon. But the difference is on this one, whereas the cannon is a transfer on the actual player shirt, on this one it's actually embroidered on, which I think is nicer. It's nicer that it's actually embroidered on. It's embroidered on there, and the Adidas sign is embroidered on as well. You've got the sponsor, of course, on the front of the shirt. And then when we get to the sleeves now, what is different about it as well is that the three stripes, the traditional Adidas three stripes on it, are not a transfer on this one. They're actual sort of another bit of material that has been stitched on to the shirt. So, which I kind of like. I kind of like that as well. I kind of prefer that to it being a transfer. And then of course you've got the sponsor. You've got the same, listen, it's the same shirt. It's just different material basically. And then when we turn it over on the back, you see there as well that same sort of tapered design. The one thing that also it doesn't have like when I showed you on the other shirt and I showed you that nice little Adidas sort of square with the gold written in there. That's not on this replica shirt. And on here they just have this thing that says aero ready. So it doesn't have the sort of blurb about the technology, you know, it just says aero ready on here. And apart from that, it's exactly the same shirt. But the big difference between this shirt and the player shirt is the material. The material on the player shirt feels nicer. And as I said, if you wanted to go out in it and you real sort of more of a fashionista type statement, you definitely go for the player shirt. But if you just want to wear the Arsenal colours, loud and proud, absolutely nothing wrong with going for this one, and you save yourself £30. And I have to say, I don't see the £30 difference between this shirt and that shirt. If that shirt there was another, say, £10, I'd say to you, go and get the player shirt. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's only a difference of £10, but it is nicer. It's a nicer cut and everything like that. But for £30, I don't think it's worth that big, you know, uplift on this shirt that costs, you know, £80. And even £80, as we know, is a lot of money, but that's the going rate right now when it comes to, you know, football shirts. One thing if I forgot to mention, is that blue sort of trim that goes right round the neck, and you see it continuing round onto the back as well. And as I said, the big difference between this kit and last year's kit is the fact that, you know, they've moved away from the gold and they've gone with the blue. So red, white and blue on the home kit. And overall, I think it's quite a nice kit. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, I always say there's not a lot you can do when it comes to home kits, right? You have to tread very carefully as a manufacturer when you're designing that home shirt, because it's a very sensitive area. You can play around with away kits. We saw that last year, some really outlandish, you know, away kit for Arsenal. You can make it many different colours. You can do whatever you want with it. When you've got the home kit, you can't mess with that. You know, it's got to be white sleeves and red. You can put little variations on it, but if you stray too far off that, you will annoy the fans. And will fans be annoyed by the fact that the cannon's on there instead of the traditional badge? I don't think so. I actually like the cannon being on there. I actually think it kind of gives it a little bit of that sort of old school look by having a cannon on there. And the cannon still represents Arsenal. We still all see the cannon. The cannon's been on a lot of away kits over the last few seasons. So it's not like this is a big shot where you're like, wow, why have they put a cannon on it? I think it's quite all right. So let me mark this out of 10 as I normally do every year. I'm going to give this an 8. I like this. I do like this kit. I think it looks, you know, really nice. It looks crisp. It looks clean. I like the sort of tapering down the sides. I like how they put the blue in it there. And I like the fact that they've used the cannon. I do like that. I do like that. And I think, yeah, it's not a major difference to last year's kit in certain ways. I mean, they've just gone with plain reds. They haven't got those sort of little patterns what they had on last year's one. But I like the fact that it's plain. Plain, clean, and nice. And I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I think this is a very good home kit. And we've had some home kits that have been a bit, but, you know, I think Adidas really have been making some really, really good home kits. And this is another one. So 8 out of 10 for me. But, of course, it's going to be down to you guys. Of course, the kit is out today and available in all shops. The leaks were true. We're now going to be waiting on what the away kit looks like. Well, of course, we've had an idea because we've seen the leaks, and the third kit. But once those kits are out, you know that we'll be reviewing those here on AFTV. But here it is, the brand new home kit for the 2024-25 season. There were rumours that Arsenal were going to wear this on their last game of the season, but I've been told they're not going to do that because they still have a chance of possibly winning the league. So they're going to stick with the kit from last season. But next season, this is the kit that Arsenal will be wearing. Will they be lifting the Premier League title in this kit? Hopefully, yes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV, and we'll catch you on the next video.